We live in a world where authenticity is not about origin, but about optics. The grain of a photo, the crackle of vinyl, the parchment texture on a PDF. These are all digital prosthetics for memory. We trust them because they mimic wear and decay, as if age alone could grant legitimacy to an image or a story. It's not that we value truth. It's that we have learned to recognize its simulacrums. When Instagram filters make everything look like 1978, or AI generates sepia, toned family portraits from nothing to catch up. The paradox here is not subtle. We seek authenticity through artifice. The demand for real experiences pushes us toward fakeness, so convincing that it's no longer fake at all. This is the logic of aestheticized inauthenticity, where a Renaissance painting look on your iPhone photo makes you feel sentimental, even if the image was taken yesterday and the subject never existed. Benjamin called this the aura. Baudrillard called it simulations. Now we just call it throw that can be applied to anything at any time. And so we are sold not just a future, but a past. The historical testimonies that once grounded objects in time have been replaced by visual cues and algorithmic curation. There's no need to remember anything real when you can download a feeling of remembering. This is how trust becomes malleable, not through facts or experience, but through the correct aesthetic signal. We are not just consumers of history. We are its curators, editors, fabricators.
Frontier 1937 captures the fragile interplay between industrial ambition and rural resilience during a pivotal era of American transformation, revealing how technological progress reshaped not only.
We are not just selling futures anymore. We're selling pasts. The past has been commodified into an aesthetic product, repackaged for comfort and consumption. Brands resurrect dead celebrities through deepfakes. Theme parks simulate ancient Rome in VR. And even AI startups offer digital ghosts of your childhood. It's a marketplace where memory is manufactured to feel authentic. We trust these crafted eras because they mirror the emotional logic of real history, except it was engineered from scratch. The cotton silk footage shows early 20th century futurism, marketing progress as continuity. We hear out of air, water, and coal we produce here. The past is not remembered, but engineered to justify the future. Modern marketing does exactly this. It sells us a version of history that aligns with product narratives. The familiar feels safe. The nostalgic feels true, even if it never existed. The past as product isn't just about aesthetics. It's about trust. A book, Neil Postman argued, is history in form and function. It gives time shape. Television collapses that structure into present, tense spectacles. We lose the coherence of a timeline and gain comfort through repetition of visual motifs. This is why retro is not nostalgia anymore. It's an algorithmic loop designed to feel like memory, even if no one experienced it.
Welcome back to The Takeout. Elon Musk's testimony concluded today in his lawsuit against OpenAI. Musk is accusing CEO Sam Altman and his company, that's OpenAI, of making him believe early that his investments were helping to launch a nonprofit that would benefit humanity. OpenAI became a for-profit company in 2025. Lawyers for OpenAI have rejected these allegations. The CEO of The Atlantic and host of the Most Interesting Thing in AI podcast, Nicholas Thompson, joins.
Out of air, water, and coal, we produce a fertilizer for which Americans formerly had to travel thousands of miles.
The line between real and faked authenticity is collapsing under its own weight. AI, generated text, voice cloning, deepfakes. They no longer just mimic human communication. They enhance it with calculated flaws. Instagram filters add film, grain to digital photos, not as a throwback, but as a feature. Sold as proof of realness. These imperfections are no accident. They're encoded into the systems themselves to pass authenticity checks we didn't even realize had become algorithmic. As we automate the signs of authenticity, simulated personality quirks in chatbots, hand, crafted data noise to mimic human errors. We also erode what those signs once meant. Truth is no longer a product of presence, but of performance. Memory becomes less about experience and more about optimization. The tools that sell us realness are the same tools training themselves on how to counterfeit it better next time. We're not just spoofs of reality anymore. We are the spoofers. Authenticity is now a battlefield where detection software fights against increasingly sophisticated counterfeit system, each side learning from the other in an arms race of trust and deception. The more we rely on these systems to verify our pasts and sell our futures, the less those labels even make sense. What was once proof of life becomes just another algorithmic feature waiting to be hacked.
Okay, in just a moment, we're going to meet the man who invented the term artificial intelligence, and we'll see a demonstration of knowledge engineering. That's coming up next. Joining us now is Tom Kaler. Tom is Director of Applied Artificial Intelligence at IntelliGenetics.
Neil Postman warned that technology redefines truth in this moment. Truth becomes a texture or a timestamp we can no longer verify. We live in an era where the past is not remembered, but rendered. digitally constructed, algorithmically curated, and selectively authenticated. What was once fixed in time now floats like data points on a graph. A photograph may be realer than memory, a deep fake more convincing than history. The line between what was and what seems to have been collapses that delivers it. Roland Barthes once wrote that has been is a marker of authenticity until now, when the past becomes programmable. Nostalgia is no longer memory, but marketing. The future is sold through invented traditions and counterfeit histories, all wrapped in the warm glow of algorithmic reminiscence. We are not just buying a vision of tomorrow. We're renting a version of yesterday we never lived. In the end, trust doesn't collapse from lies. It crumbles under the weight of its own illusion.